In a lab in Boston, scientists are growing human bodies with no head, no brain, no consciousness,
Cellular bond is holding
no
perfectly.
pain. And according to a leaked investigation, that is not even the final goal. It's just the beginning. To understand how we got here, we have to go back to 1997, to a sheep named Dolly. At the Roslin Institute,
Dolly.
Sir Ian Wilmot did something no one had ever done. He took a single cell from an adult sheep and grew an exact genetic copy, a living, breathing duplicate. The world was stunned. If you could clone a sheep, what was stopping anyone from cloning a person? The answer came fast. In March 2005, the United Nations formally declared human cloning incompatible with human dignity. A global ban. But here's the question nobody wants to ask. When something is banned, does that mean it stops? Or does it just mean it goes quiet? In 2024, thousands of documents from the Jeffrey Epstein files became public. Buried inside them, emails about something called designer babies. Correspondence showed Epstein soliciting funding for genetic engineering, stem cell research, attempts to influence human reproduction at the biological level. Not theory, documented. And this wasn't happening in isolation. Around the same time, a Boston biotech company began quietly building something that sounds pulled from science fiction. They call them bodyoids. Living human bodies, grown from cells with no brain, no mind, no awareness. Just organs, waiting. Officially, the goal is simple: replace lab animals, farm organs for transplant, save lives. But one investigation found something the company never wanted made public. Let's go back to Dolly for a moment, because her story doesn't end the way most people think. Dolly wasn't just the first cloned mammal. She became a warning. Within a few years, Dolly developed arthritis, lung disease, signs of aging far faster than a normal sheep her age should. She died at just 6 years old, roughly half a normal sheep's lifespan. Some scientists believe her cells carried the age of the adult sheep she was cloned from, as if the copy inherited the original's wear and tear. The first clone in history was also the first proof that cloning comes with a cost nobody fully understands. Now here's where it gets uncomfortable. Reporting confirmed Epstein had discussed funding a company focused explicitly on genetic engineering and cloning technology. He wasn't a scientist. He had no lab of his own. What he had was money and access to researchers willing to take it. That combination is exactly what makes unregulated science possible. Investigators later connected this funding interest to work being done through prominent research institutions, genetic testing, stem cell manipulation, and reproductive science that walked right up to the line of what the 2005 UN ban prohibited. Right up to the line, not necessarily over it. But close enough that oversight bodies took notice. Which brings us to R3 Bio, the Boston company we mentioned at the start. Their public pitch is genuinely noble. Stop using animals in medical testing. Instead, grow bodyoids, organ systems with blood vessels, working hearts, functioning kidneys, engineered from cells, but completely without a brain. No nervous system, no consciousness, no capacity to suffer. The company's CEO has been direct about this. She says the design is deliberate. These systems only have what researchers choose to give them. They've already succeeded with mice. Primates are next. And backing all of this? Real money. A billionaire venture capitalist, an international investment fund. One of the investors said it plainly: replacement is better than repair. A headless human body, he said, would be a great source of organs. Officially, that's the whole story. Organs, ethics, ending animal cruelty. But a follow-up investigation uncovered something the company had not made public. According to that reporting, The founder's longer-term ambition goes far beyond organ farming. Full, complete, brainless clones of the human body, built for one purpose, so that an aging or dying person could one day transplant their own brain into a fresh, young, genetically identical body. Not science fiction, not conspiracy forum speculation. A real biotech company, real billionaire funding, reported by credible science journalists. The technology to extend a human life by giving it a brand new body may already be in early development. Now think about what this actually means practically. This isn't a treatment your local hospital will offer. Growing a genetically matched, brainless human body takes years, enormous funding, and technology that barely exists. Which means, if this technology ever works, it will not be available to you or to me. It will be available to the handful of people who can already fund an entire biotech company on a whim. The same people already buying up land, bunkers, and private islands to survive whatever comes next. For everyone else, aging and death remain exactly as they've always been. Unchanged, unavoidable. For a very small number of people, that might no longer be true. So here's what I want you to sit with. If you could transfer your mind into a brand new, young, healthy body, grown specifically for you, with no consciousness of its own to displace, would you do it? Some people say yes immediately. More time, more life. Why wouldn't you? Others ask a harder question. If the body has no brain of its own, is it truly without consciousness? Or is that simply what we've chosen to believe because believing otherwise is too uncomfortable? Dolly the sheep taught us that copying life comes with consequences we don't fully understand. Nearly 30 years later, we're still asking the same question, just at a much higher price and with far more at stake. A ban was signed in 2005. The world agreed human cloning crossed a line. But somewhere between a Scottish sheep farm, a private island, and a Boston laboratory, that line has been getting quietly redrawn for almost 3 decades. Dolly lived 6 years. The people funding her successors are hoping to live forever. The question is no longer whether this is possible. It's who gets to decide who lives long enough to try.